Hello, my name is Ethan and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Harvest League 3.11. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys today this budget build of the Carrion Golem build, because people have been asking for an up-to-date budget build after the league start. And so here we are. This is the SSF character, but here I'm going to switch to my POB. So here I put together a POB. These are the items. This is the skill tree. Okay, let me go through it with you guys real quick. So what we have here is trying to put together a build to match my main with a budget, because that's what people want. And so I was able to get 300,000 DPS per Carrion, and this is in POB, which we know is wrong. So don't, like, this number isn't right. POB is wrong, but it doesn't matter. So based on POB, we have 1.2 million with all four. Our old one in POB was 8 million. At our end game, like final end game, was 8. So this is 1.2 of the 8 on a budget. Okay, so for budget, it means, like, obviously no awakened gems, nothing like super crazy. I should probably delete the quality on this. My bad, guys. My bad. There you go. 305. Because you'd probably get a 21 Carrion as the budget. Okay. So what I did is I started with the obvious things. Cold Iron points are like 5C, and they give 3 levels if you notice the damage. 87,000 from one of these. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Next thing that's really big was the Anima Stone. You get an extra 2 golems if you have 3 Primordial items. Primordial Might to give aggressive this trait to your golems, so that they have basically the Feeding Frenzy aggressive buff without needing Feeding Frenzy linked to the Carrion Golems. And we use an equal, like a 1-to-1 ratio of Harmony to Eminence. You can have more, like 1 more Harmony than Eminence or 1 more Eminence than Harmony. It doesn't matter, but like try to do an equal. So like 1 Harmony, and then the next one would be an Eminence instead of 2 Harmony in the build. So like, don't just stack one of them, just go alternating like I did here. And so those are the major priorities for big damage. I didn't include Cluster Jewels, but that would be your next step. I would also like to point out, this is level 80. This is only a level 80 skill tree. Oh god, 79. I messed up. I left that in. 79. I left in the Timeless Jewel. I didn't mean to. It's kind of expensive. And so what we see is pretty good, solid damage, and most of it comes from Cold Iron points and these jewels. And then I included some other stuff for quality of life for people. So the helmet, I picked item level 80 Elder helmet with, and then I got it with +2 minion gems and minion life 16. This was like 5C. This is a 6-link sentinel jacket with trash, but it has some dex, which was pretty nice. Helped me reach the dex goal. So this gives me the 6-link, and it has the right colors: 3 blue, 2 red, 1 green. Oh, it's 3 red. Okay, well, I actually already searched this up separately and have the new search with, hold up, let me show you. We have the new search somewhere with the 3 red. Okay, so 3 red was this one instead, so it wouldn't have the dex. It has life, or I could get dex and life, 15C. So let's switch it just for being correct, because that's, yeah, why have the wrong one? That was an accident. Okay, now we have the right colors. Same shit. Dex still good. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, that was 15C. And then I chose to go in this one. We went for a 2C Profane Proxy, and we're using Skitter bots with vulnerability. So I actually made a mistake in the last video. I told everyone that punishment was better, but with reading comments told me that for punishment the monster that you curse has to attack your minions with a melee attack or an auto attack or whatever, and then that auto attack will make your minions attack faster. And so blind with that is good, I guess. It can work, but overall it's not as obvious as I made it out to be. I thought it was just automatic free curse damage. No, so vulnerability might be more consistent, might be better. The other one isn't useless, but it is to say that some things probably do not work with punishment, and so chose to go back to vulnerability with the skitterbots. And so yeah, I run skitterbots. The auras are Dread Banner, Pride, skitterbots. I run Generosity for the Dread Banner to get the increased Impale effect, Impale chance. We run the Feeding Frenzy with the Maim on the Stone Golem, Chaos Golem, and hopefully the helmet with the +2 minion life will help your stuff stay alive in the helmet. And then I also used, so this is a niche thing, this is just for, hey, did you know? So everyone's been mentioning it, the Darkness and Throne Stygian Vice is the best belt, best in slot, and then you could try a Headhunter, but basically as you see here, you can put this belt on and you get 75% increased effective socketed jewels. So just in this, I have the 276 life from just 35 life, 28 life, so the life scale is super fucking hard. And then you can also increase the chance of the taunt, the blind, the LE res, the chaos res. You can go damage on these, that's the best in slot for damage. You go like increased damage, increased minion damage, and increased minion attack speed. And usually it's like if they've killed recently or if you've used a minion skill recently. I probably wouldn't want the minion skill recently because I'm not doing that in this build. But these are just the quality of life ones that I include in my build beyond Stygian Vice. If you're going to Stygian Vice, people like to go damage Abyss Jewels, like flat physical, increase attack speed, like I said, etc. So that's my advice. I wanted to include these to show Abyss Jewels if you're going to build them. These are what I like, and then what other people like is damage, but I don't really care for it that much, especially because you can't use the elemental ones because we use Brutality. And then I left open these slots, the gloves, boots, amulet, and ring. So just to also mention, you could harvest craft like reses. So the helmet you're getting is 2 prefixes, and so you'll have suffixes and an open prefix, so you can get reses on the helmet or dexterity, or it's harder to get the attributes on the helmet, so reses are easier because you can craft them using harvest craft. You can add chaos, add lightning, add fire, add cold, but adding dex or strength or whatever is kind of harder, so keep that in mind. When you go the amulet, you want a dex base most likely, or dex strength, because those are the ones you're lacking. I take 230 dex nodes on this budget build, and so if you don't want to take those, you need to make up 51 dex, and that's with dex on the chest plate. It's a lot of dex, keep it in mind. It's very, very relevant. Okay, so then the next thing is the amulet. I go for like +1, +2. You can go for, in the beginning, you could use +1 to all physical skill gems. I forgot to include it in the, as the budget option. It actually might be pretty cheap. Let's do a search together. It might not be because it needs a level 82 base, but hey, let's just find out. Physical skill gems, amulet search. Well, we'll include, we're not going to do it, but so 25C if we snag that one, but that's not going to happen. So realistically, the base looks like kind of expensive. What is it with just Warlord? 82 Ami without the mod, like if we tried to roll it ourselves. Yeah, so it's really cheap and you could do this yourself. The difference is trying to buy the mod is really hard, but getting the base and crafting it, because dude, this shit's broken. Harvest League is so broken. So yeah, you could definitely add that +1 physical skill gems Ami, and you use the physical crafts, so the purple seeds that can really help you. Ring, you get chaos res, dex, maybe some strength, life. There you go. Amulet, similar stuff. Boots, you want move speed, life, maybe your attributes or your reses, your chaos res. Glove, definitely chaos res, definitely life. Those are your top priorities. And then finally go through the flask. I go for this enduring curses flask because I like to be immune to curses. This lasts for 4.5 seconds, and so it's 4.5 seconds of curse immunity, and I can click it 5 times, so I'm getting a lot of curse immunity. Basalt flask for physical damage reduction. Immune to bleed, increased duration because it has so many uses, charges used. You can also get reduced charges consumed or whatever, reduced charges used. Granite flask, recharge 5 charges when you take a critical strike, or you can take when you get hit, gain 1 charge and increased armor. Silver flask, curses and reduced charges or increased duration again. So this is the reduced charges used. You can use that on the basalt as well. And then Quicksilver, reduced charges used to get 3 clicks out of it. So you see 15 divided by 50 instead of like 20 of 50. Can only be used 2 times. This one can be used 3 times. And then increased move speed. PogChamp. Last final thing I want to do. Well, okay, so technically budget build I gotta show you guys. So I use Lunaris. And I use Abberath for AFKing Blight and everything, and I just love Abberath because Burning Ground immunity. The only way you could ever replace this is if you had Purity of Element with a Watcher's Eye that made you unaffected by Burning Ground. The other option would be running Gruthkul for physical damage reduction and attack speed slow of things that hit you, and you can also use Tukohama for the physical damage reduction and life regen while standing still, but in a standing still situation, Abberath is better. Lesson learned there. Kill all bandits. Have Pantheons, that's that. The Spectres that you use are... In this budget build, you won't have 4 Spectres, you'll only have 3. And so your Spectres will be 2 Carnage Chieftains and 1 Host Chieftain. I have a whole video on the support Spectres if you want more, but Carnage Chieftain and Host Chieftain supported with blood magic so that they don't use mana, so that they spam their ability and they give frenzy and power charges. You can get Carnage Chieftain from Old Fields or Ashen Fields, Act 2 and Act 7. Act 2 for Old Fields, Act 7 for Ashen Fields, and you can get the Host Chieftain from Act 7 Ashen Fields. There you go. Final thing I want to do, that wasn't it. Final thing is covering all this. So the Azumite Cold Iron Point at the time of recording, 5C. The Darkness Enthroned Stygian Vice, 1C. This helm, 5, 10, 30, 40. You could craft this yourself. The base is only an item level 80. Elder Helmet to get the +2 in the minion life, possibly 20. You would search helmet. And then, boom, you could find a bunch of them, craft them yourself with Harvest or Bound Fossils. 6 links with 3 red, 2 blue, and 1 green, as I showed. This is the Anima Stone, kind of expensive, 90C, and it's because Harmony and Might and Eminence are basically 30C each, except for Eminence being 15. So actually, you could buy Harmony, Might, and Eminence, sell it to the vendor, all 3 of them together, you get an Anima Stone and you make money. There's like 20C to be made in making Anima Stones, just by selling, so like taking trades and then selling them to the vendor, and there you go, dude. So there's the Anima Stone, Primordial Harmonies, like 30C. You got, oh, this is the Ami I looked up, which is Warlord for the physical skill gems. This is a Might for 30C. Now it dropped a lot. It used to be 75. Don't know what that was. And finally, Eminence 20C. Hope you guys did enjoy this budget build. Hope this can help a lot of people who are trying to take it from the League start to do content. This will help a lot probably. Obviously, improvement from here is cluster. You want 1 cluster, and you want Rotting Claws at least. And the reason for it is raising the Impale from 70 to 90 is gigantic because it's chance to impale, and then obviously once they're also impaled fully stacked, then you get more damage because every time you impale it's dealing the full damage. So you just want to impale almost 100% or 100% of the time. It's kind of like accuracy. It's really important, but either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hope this can help a lot of people. I love putting together these videos, trying to help people with understanding the build, and I get a lot of questions about the budget, so here you go. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the support. Thank you so much. I can't do this without you guys. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!